Hello and welcome to Salford Now. I'm Michael Adams.
And I'm Madison Radford. Welcome to the programme.
First today, Andy Burnham is pushing for cheaper rail fares after Northern Rail have withdrawn plans to refurbish their 20-year-old Pacer trains. The rail company promised to replace the trains with modern carriages, but plans are now in doubt.
It comes after Grant Shapps, the Transport Secretary, threatened to withdraw the rail franchise from the company. Our reporter Joe Wilmot joins us now from Salford Crescent. What more can you tell us about this, Joe?
Because I just need to hear when he says, well, I just need to hear when he says Q. Now, Northern Rail have announced that they're going back on assurances that the bus trains will be off the rails by the end of this year. They're now saying that a small amount of them will be going on into 2020 as well. Now, Northern Rail have responded to multiple councillors saying that only a small number would be retained in 2020, and the reason for that is because, and I quote, further delays in the construction and delivery of new trains from the train manufacturer, CAF. Now, there has been a bit of political backlash. Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, Sheffield City Regional Mayor Dan Jarvis, and Leeds City Council leader Judith Blake have all penned a letter to Northern basically saying this is totally unacceptable, this cannot stand anymore. What they're now calling for are reduced fares for anyone who has to travel on these 1980s built Pacer trains. Now, they're essentially British Leyland buses placed on train wheels, and they were only meant to be used in the interim while new trains were being produced. Now, we have spoken to some people earlier who gave their views. Here's what they had to say.
I do think they should change the prices downwards, because I get a train from Marple to Manchester and the trains are just dreadful. If it's drips, like, they're just old and grimy. So if they are keeping them on, I think they should reduce it.
I think they should be reduced because we should be paying less for terrible trains and not the same as a good train.
Like, coming into uni, it's quite a lot to take on early in the morning when you're trying to save your money as well.
The main issue, as those people have said, is essentially the quality of the trains themselves, and people shouldn't be having to pay the same price for a brand new train as they would be for these 1980s style Pacer trains. We've heard what those people have had to say. Northern have put out another statement earlier on, again repeating further delays in the construction, and that's all they've had to say.
Joe Wilmot at Salford Crescent there. Next, police are still in search of a missing 14-year-old boy from Salford.
Kane Muse was reported missing by his family, and GMP are asking for more information regarding his whereabouts.
Now, English is one of the most commonly spoken languages in the world. Though in Salford, where more than 30,000 residents were born outside of the UK, it's seen as a barrier. One food organisation has recognised this and is now offering free English classes for all ethnicities. Laura Burns has more.
No matter where you are from, food is something that is loved by the nation. In Salford, it is being used as a way to bring different ethnic communities together.
So we started Heart and Parcel for a need to address the communication and English skills needed for people, different communities in the area, because the English language classes that we have currently from the government, that are funded by the government, are not particularly inclusive.
The government's rules to qualify for funding means a large percentage of men and women are limited to the opportunity of free English classes.
So they kind of have certain restrictions that they allow on their classes. So you have to be of a certain visa, or you have to have, be seeking a job.
Which is why Heart and Parcel are giving residents of all ages and ethnicities in Salford the chance to learn English in a free and relaxed environment.
My origin is Moroccan.
Hannon has lived in Italy for the past 17 years. However, since moving to the UK, Heart and Parcel has inspired her to improve her English.
But I didn't imagine that the English would be like the first language in the world. If not, I will study it before. Because when I came in Manchester, as I said, was my first barrier is the language.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel very confident, and sometimes you feel very shy.
One of their classes are held at Marlborough Primary School in Salford, where 70% of their pupils have English as their second language. Head teacher Judith Richins believes Salford needs more opportunities to bring ethnic communities together.
I think if families, when they arrive, have got someone to connect to and their children have got people to connect to and they're happy and feel like, they're kind of involved, then it might be easier to hang on to people.
Organisation Heart and Parcel are deciding to cook little parcels to help teach ethnic men and women how to speak English in a fun and interactive way.
Communication with people, it is doing how are you, how do you do, it is for me very empty.
Edward Gleichel from the Czech Republic much prefers using cooking as a way of interactively learning English.
If you feel any subject like kitchen, maybe like repair, electrician, which one, it is for me very pleasant because it is concrete, speaking about concrete things.
Because this project, in my experience, this project gave me more help and more motivation and inspiration in the same time.
A community wanting to conquer language barriers and bring ethnic people together with a tasty twist. Laura Burns, Salford Now.
Now, the charity Destination Florida held a Halloween Spooktacular at the AJ Bell Stadium yesterday afternoon. Hosted by the iconic CBBC presenter Dave Benson-Phillips, the afternoon was dedicated to raise money for less advantaged children, giving them the opportunity to go to Florida. I went along to get my own back. Halloween arrived at the AJ Bell Stadium as parents, children and zombies came to raise money for Destination Florida, a charity that wants to send disadvantaged kids on a holiday of a lifetime.
One of the events that we have never really stumbled across was something like a Halloween Spooktacular, so we thought, I'm very big about getting more kids involved and really showing them how I think it's quite empathetic that you could use kids to actually sell to other kids. So by having kids come along, see that we take children who are less kind of fortunate than themselves to Florida on a week of basically fun, laughter and giving them the trip of a lifetime. The idea is that they can come here, have an amazing time, but also raising awareness and also money for the charity.
Parents and their little monsters were in the Halloween spirit as they all dressed to impress at the chance to win the Spookiest Costume Award.
So good, isn't it? Like, it's on early enough for the kids to be able to enjoy themselves, and it's just like a safe environment for them to be able to enjoy it, I think.
And them not realising it was going to be so much, it's been brilliant, absolutely, so much going on for the children.
So far, the kids have liked the soft play, the bouncy castle, the sweets, and getting dressed up.
And who is this little one dressed up as today?
You've got a pumpkin, haven't you? You've been a pumpkin.
Hosted by CBBC's Dave Benson-Phillips, the presenter brought back his gunge tank to allow contestants a chance to get their own back against their competitors.
Here we are at this most amazing area, this most amazing sports ground, and we've actually managed to get the show inside here, in a room, with lots of other things going on. So it's actually nice to do that, and it's also very nice to be a part of the cause.
The portable game show saw two teams scrambling to collect items and dress do this, but neither team ended up with a treat as they were both tricked into getting gunged. But it's all in the Halloween spirit.
Back to the studio, Salford Now.
All of today's sporting news.
Thanks guys, it's been a busy weekend in terms of sport, but we'll start off with football. Salford City suffered a 2-0 defeat away to Northampton at the weekend. A first half penalty by Sam Hoskins, followed by a second half goal by Jordan Turnbull, was enough to beat the Ammies, who dropped down to 18th in the table.
In both halves, we didn't get what we should have, and it should never have been a penalty for them. It 100% should have been a penalty for us. The lad, and even I am going to go and speak to the ref because I want the explanation from him rather than the fourth, but the fourth tells me they were both running and to come together.
And yesterday I went down to Burnham Community Centre to speak to a few members of Pinball Wrestling ahead of their big event Fright Night, which is coming up at the end of the month. On Sunday the 27th of October, Burnham Community Centre will be hosting Fright Night, Pinball Wrestling's biggest event to date, with a title at stake. All the money raised will go back into the community, funding the wrestling, gymnastics, other local events, as well as providing free meals for local children during the holidays. Community organiser Nick gave his views on how something different like Fright Night can have such an impact.
We run a pro wrestling event. It's a bit different and a bit fun and a good way to raise money to help provide the other services that take place in the centre.
This is the first time that a title has been at stake for one of these events. However, the boys have been training hard, but they also took time to reflect on how these kind of events can have an effect on their community.
I think it's brilliant because without this I wouldn't be able to do it. I think for most of the guys here and the girls too, I think without something like this we wouldn't have anywhere to train. I know we'd have to go to Manchester City Centre or we'd have to go over to Liverpool. So I think having something right in such a small but large community helps us all out a lot.
One person journey, it's multiple people. We're all in this together, we're feeding off each other, we're all helping each other. So I just think it's a bit poetic that we give something back to the community and, you know, help around like people who don't really have the same opportunities we do. So with wrestling comes with sacrifice, and with sacrifice comes, you know, bringing something back to the community, like I said.
The wrestlers weren't the only ones who discussed the importance of Fright Night, as community organiser Nick spoke about where the money raised from the event will be going towards the community.
Doing these events is just another way for us to bring income into the building. The income that comes into the building, it just enables us to do things like we have an asylum seeker group that attend every week. We have a drug and alcohol recovery group that come in and do some work at the centre, a disability fitness group. We've worked with people from such a wide range of backgrounds and communities, and the money that we raise helps us to continue to do so.
And that's all from the sport.
Cheers, Connor. Now, a question for all you parents. Have you ever considered the benefits of a multi-sensory baby class? Bloom, who specialise in baby development classes, have recently won 2 awards from the What's On for Kids UK group. And our reporter Lucy Clayton went to find out why the sessions are proving popular with Salford mums.
Babies, ball pits and bubbles, just a few things you can find at Bloom's multi-sensory classes in Salford. Designed to stimulate, educate and provide memories for babies and mums during the first year of a baby's life. Here at Boothstown Village Hall in Worsley, each class is transformed into a bright, interactive and lively learning space. Lizzie McKendry has been running classes in the area since January and has a passion for helping new mums.
It's lovely to come and meet mums who've got a baby of a similar age. A lot of mums that come to this class are first-time mums. This is all brand new, and it's just so reassuring to speak to someone who's like, yeah, my baby does that too, or yeah, well, how are you, trying to treat nappy rash? And to just have some sounding boards, you can maybe make some new friends. It's a really nice environment. And then for babies, of course, it's lovely for them to interact socially with other babies, and then all of the activities we do is to encourage their natural development.
During the first few months of a baby's life, 2 million neural connections are developed in a baby's brain every second. This is why it's so important to come to sensory classes like this to help your baby's development. From clapping and dancing to learning simple Makaton sign language, these new mums have already noticed developments in their child's senses.
It's tummy time. He used to hate tummy time, and now he just really loves it. He just loves going on his tummy on the thing and seeing all the sensory balls, so he does really enjoy it now.
Just all the sensory needs really. The lights, the music. She loves it all, but she falls asleep. She must be enjoying it.
Earlier this month, Bloom won 2 What's On for Kids UK awards, celebrating their success as the most loved new activity and the most loved baby activity franchise nationwide.
So we're really super thrilled about this because it just gives us a bit more credibility against the other baby classes, and our own parents voted for it in order to us to get the awards. So that means a lot, really.
Not only a stimulating learning environment for babies, mums have found that classes are a great bonding opportunity for themselves and the perfect place to share advice. So as well as Charlotte, do you enjoy the session?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Have you made a lot of friends coming along?
Yeah, the teacher, she's lovely. And yeah, I've met quite a few of the mums who all live nearby and stuff. So no, it's really nice to get to socialise.
While baby massages help with child bonding, to singing improving mental health, if you're a new parent, multi-sensory classes are definitely worth looking into. Lucy Clayton, Salford Now.
Oh, I wish we had that for adults.
Really nice stuff from Lucy there. And well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today. Don't forget, there is always more on our website at salfordnow.co.uk.
And make sure you check us on our social media. Just search Salford Now and you'll be able to find us. Make sure you have a good evening too.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.